Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, more good news. Bitcoin is getting ready to head to $90,000. And there's a lot of supporting news. So let me share what's going on with Bitcoin, also with the entire market cap. Cardano has a good move today. Why is that? Also another, I'm not going to say it, but another coin did go up today. So let's talk about the entire market cap and discuss what's going on. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out the brand new and redesigned CryptosRUs.com with all the latest news, article, and guides. All right, welcome, guys. Welcome. Let's do this. Oops, that's not supposed to be up. Wait, hold on. All right, here we go. Okay, so Bitcoin is a little bit lower today, 66.8, but overall we can't be complaining because Bitcoin has shot up from about 62,000 to where it is now within the last few days. I think there's just a little bit of a sell-off today because the equities market is not doing good. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, they're all like coming down a little bit. So it's having a little effect on Bitcoin. But we know Bitcoin is an unstoppable train. It has left the station and there's nothing standing in Bitcoin's way. And today I have a lot of things to talk about. And also, if you look at the overall market cap, we're just barely below 3 trillion, which we broke last night, all-time high. So things are still looking very, very fantastic, including Cardano, which flipped above Solana once again, about 9% gain today. And I broke news about why, so I'm going to talk about it again. But there's other news I want to talk about. However, let's get started. First of all, what's going on with Bitcoin? Well, Kraken, one of the bigger exchanges in the U.S., predicts that 96,000 Bitcoin top as 1 trillion Bitcoin market cap is now cemented. So they're basically concurring with Willy Woo, who recently just said that Bitcoin will never see $50,000 again. Okay, so we are going to be staying above 60,000. Well, that's what Willy Woo said, and now Kraken is saying the same thing. But Kraken is looking at history, just like tech dev, right? Looking at historical 4Q returns. And this goes back to 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, you guys get the point, right? And you look at it, and basically you look at the current run versus the previous runs, and you equate the same kind of returns. What does that mean? Bitcoin will be above $90,000, and they're saying about 96,000 by the end of Q4, right? And that's a conservative number. That's a conservative number because many, including myself, think Bitcoin is going to be above $100,000. In fact, Plan B thinks that Bitcoin will be at 98,000 by the end of just this month. We still have time. It's only been the first week. We're in the second week of November, so we still have 3 weeks to go. Let's not forget. And we have seen some crazy movements in past cycles, and I think we're going to see something similar this cycle. So this is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good so far. Other analysts have said, yeah, clear skies after 70,000. I mean, really, yesterday we hit almost 69, 68 something. After my stream, we're like 68.5 or something like that. 68.5, right? But yeah, right now it's price discovery for Bitcoin. There's nothing. There's no history to base it, right? There's nothing. We don't have previous highs or resistances. Right now, it's just a price discovery time. And many feels like after 70,000, forget about it. FOMO kicks in, more buying kicks in, and everything just is go push Bitcoin higher. Clear skies. Here's a very interesting. Oh, by the way, here. Monthly high close, all-time high, yes. Weekly, yes. Daily, yes. So, yeah, everything is looking like it's good. But this is what's really interesting. This is what This will really open your eyes and really piss off Peter Schiff. So if you bought $1 worth of gold in 2009, keep in mind, that $1 would be worth 1.75. Okay, so obviously gold has not done well. It basically inflated, just like the USD. I should say devalued itself against the USD. While everything else has gone up in price, gold has not. But had you put $1 in Bitcoin in 2009, it would be worth about 89 million today. So, very interesting comparison. This is the reason why many big tycoons of Wall Street is now selling gold and buying Bitcoin, right? That's exactly what's going on, because they're even they, okay, the strongest hands out there is getting sick of holding gold, because gold does not hedge against inflation. It no longer does that. In the 70s, the 80s, 90s, maybe even the 2000s, it was doing good against recessions, against corrections, right? It was good against inflation. That is no longer the case. Ever since 2010 or 2009 till now, gold has not moved at all. Yet something like a digital gold like Bitcoin has moved millions and millions and millions and millions of percent. And it even says down here, I just noticed, I humbly dedicate this chart to Peter Schiff in honor of his timeless promotion of Bitcoin to his audience of gold bugs. Yep. Peter Schiff is not enjoying it right now. He may just delete his Twitter soon. Anyways, what else is there? Apple CEO Tim Cook announced on CNBC today that he does own Bitcoin and Ethereum. He thinks cryptocurrency is very interesting. But he said that Apple is not looking at accepting crypto as payments right now. Okay? I think he has to say that, because I don't think he's ready to declare that Apple is doing that. Apple already put up a posting. Basically, someone that's really, really smart and handled cryptocurrency payments before. They're looking to hire someone like that, probably to integrate with Apple Pay, right? And the fact that Tim Cook, the Apple CEO, now declares that he likes cryptocurrency and he holds Bitcoin and Ethereum himself. Who knows how much? Maybe he holds as much as Michael Saylor. Maybe he holds billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? This is all adding up. 2 plus 2, right? Apple's go in. Apple's will go in one way or another. And of course, Michael Saylor is pushing all these guys on Twitter to go buy Bitcoin, right? We haven't heard about Elon recently. Elon said he's going to sell off 10% of his stock, right? Will he be crazy enough to take the remaining amount after taxes to go buy Bitcoin? That could be the case too. But Michael Saylor is doing his part to basically educate and attract all the major players in the game to get into Bitcoin. All right, lastly, Mastercard also rolls out crypto-backed cards to millions of users throughout Asia. So we know Visa is very, very, very into crypto. Now Mastercard is very, very into crypto. So this basically increases adoption, right? Basically, the two biggest credit card companies is now helping spread Bitcoin and crypto adoption around the world to millions and millions and millions of users. So think about that. Banks, which once upon a time hated Bitcoin, right, because they thought Bitcoin would eat their lunch and basically make them obsolete, are now forced to offer Bitcoin services, custodian services, trading services, even adding Bitcoin, right, to their clients' portfolio. And now Visa, Mastercard, who also once upon a time saw Bitcoin and crypto as a threat, has no choice but to adopt. Because if they don't, they will die, right? So how things have changed, even from a few years ago, 2017 versus 2021, it is very, very different. It is very, very different. This is why I'm confident that Bitcoin will go above 100,000 and will continue forward. And same thing with crypto, because it's not just going to be with Bitcoin. All right, what else is there? Here's another one that's good news for Bitcoin. So according to this person, James, this is a list of all the pending ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's a lot of Ethereum in here too. And some of these are spot ETFs, not futures. So we have one from Van Eyck. So the date to basically deny it is November 14th. That's in 5 days. That's roughly Sunday, okay? So if the SEC does not come out and delay it or deny it, that means come next week, we will have the very first Bitcoin spot ETF, which is going to be much, much bigger than the Bitcoin futures ETFs that have launched already, even though they have grown to billions under management and the fastest ETFs ever in history to reach $1 billion under management. If a Bitcoin spot ETF comes out, it's going to shatter all records. It's going to be billions upon billions upon billions entering, and as more and more people buy into these ETFs, they have to buy more Bitcoin, right? It's going to cause an avalanche of buying, and this is going to have a direct effect, direct correlation with Bitcoin. So that's coming in 5 days. The SEC did not disapprove, right, ProShares' Bitcoin futures ETF the same way. They waited until the very final day, and they didn't deny it, and then it got approved, right? So we got 5 days until this is coming. So remember how, it seems like Bitcoin can't possibly reach 98,000 by the end of November. Well, if this hits, we'll hit 98,000 by next week. So this is coming. This is also huge, huge news. So we gotta watch this. In just 5 days, if the SEC does not do anything about it, we will have the very first Bitcoin spot ETF out there. That's going to be tremendous, tremendous. Now, before I move on, let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats here. Let me scroll up. What do you think about Saber? Can it 3x the cycle? I have no idea what Saber is. I'm sorry. Can't comment on that. Love your show. I appreciate it. Smash up the like. Yes. Loop ring to the moon. That's because the GME, GameStop NFT marketplace rumor has been unconfirmed. So I don't know if, whales are just pumping it to attract people. Good news on BTC. It's Target with Plan B's plan for year end. But what is driving this? I'm not going to talk about that. I can't talk. I can't say that name. Well, was wondering if you could give me a round number on Algo's end of year November. Okay, no, I cannot. Don't ask questions like that, okay? Don't ask, try to get someone to pinpoint an exact number of top where you think Algo will be at November. No one's going to be able to guess that, okay? And even if they were, it's not important, okay? If you believe in Algo, you believe in Algorand, what they're doing, right? You should be holding long term. You should not be worrying about what they're going to end up at by the end of November. All right. Stay ruthless. Thank you. I've done a 20x on a coin. Yes, now I'm over 50K. Would you ride it or transfer it out? Hey, if you've done well, right, and you're not diversified, congratulations. Now you can diversify, right? When you hit something that has really done well and it's become like a lottery ticket to you, right? Then make sure you take money out and make sure you have, you locked in some profits, and it gives you the opportunity to follow 50-25-25 rule. So I think that's important. All right. So what else is there? Well, Cardano, I posted this. I broke this yesterday. Sunday swap DEX, they're integrating with Yori wallet, and Sunday swap, basically they have timed themselves within 2 weeks. They're going to come out with their DEX and it will be working, right? And people are starting to pay attention because that's really the only thing holding Cardano back is DEXs that don't work. DEXs that can't take advantage of smart contracts. And if Sunday Swap figured it out and they could come out with it, well, that opens the door. Every single other DEX will copy basically their formula and basically come out with a similar thing, right? And when you have a DEX or fully fledged AMM with pools that need to be filled, right, a lot of people start staking and earning massive rewards. And it's going to have a good effect on ADA overall because 72% of ADA is already staked. Now imagine the remaining amount being filled into yield farm pools. That's going to be pretty good. So this is the only thing that's really driving Cardano up today. It's the same thing with VeChain recently, right? VeChain, their V-Exchange came out with pools that you can stake in, right? So that's why it's been going up. Let's see if that has a effect and keeps driving it forward, and if others come forward with the same thing. All right, now what else is there? Couple of Solana news. Pretty big. Solana is now dedicating another 100 million to social apps, social DeFi apps, or social decentralized apps, I should say, right? That's another big amount. I mean, they've been dedicating 100 million, 100 million, 100 million, like everywhere, right? And also, this could be a big thing for them. There is a project called Neon Labs that raised 40 million to bring EVM functionality to Solana. The Solana right now does not have EVM functionality. You basically have to start over, a new code. You don't have Ethereum virtual machine compatibility, but now this project is trying to build upon that. And if it happens, you know what? It could be pretty big. It could draw in a lot of dApps. Draw a lot of dApps for sure from the Ethereum ecosystem. All right, I think that's it. Overall, there's not much else pumping today, except the biggest shitcoin out there. Litecoin is pumping up 20%. You know why it's pumping? Because people on Coinbase or wherever is probably looking at, oh, what's cheap? What hasn't pumped up yet? And the one thing that hasn't pumped up in years is Litecoin. So that's probably the reason why it has gone up today. But luckily for you guys, if you are a Litecoin fan, you know, you can find all the Litecoin merchandise off the blockchain store. There's so much Litecoin stuff on here. So treat yourself to Litecoin gear from CryptosRUs.com. All right, let's do some Q&A. Oh, before I get into that, I do have a new sponsor, Pastel. And I have covered them before, but they have some big news to share. So Pastel is a project that is trying to build the best NFT marketplace there is. Okay? And they have a couple of things they're working on that they believe will put them on top. Okay? So first of all, NFT marketplace, there's a lot out there, right? A lot out there, but they do have their own blockchain supporting it. So it's not riding on top of some other chain that may have crazy fees, that may cost $100 to mint, and may cost, $200 to send, right? With Pastel, everything is going to be under $1, right? And of course, security first, and they're building an authenticity and reliable storage. Those are two things that's really going to set them apart. So right now, they announced Sense Protocol, which is like an advanced way of detecting if your NFT has been duplicated and whether or not it's authentic. This happens all the time on OpenSea. People take someone else's picture and create it, and if you don't have that blue check mark, you don't know which one is real. Well, with Sense Protocol, you'll be able to tell. And this will be a huge, huge step in the right direction for NFT marketplaces. Right now, OpenSea doesn't have it. There's no way to tell if someone's duplicating something else other than manually reporting it, right? So that will be huge. And then also Cascade Protocol, which is their own decentralized storage system. And that's interesting. It breaks up all the pictures and all the data across all the nodes that's powering Pastel network, right? So these two things really make it stand apart, because some of the other NFT marketplaces, you might not realize this, but they store all the pictures on a centralized server. So if something happens to it, the pictures disappear, right? Think about that. You buy an NFT and a picture disappears. So actually a lot of marketplaces started out that way. Now they're trying to fix it and make it part of the blockchain, but Pastel already thought of it and is building the Cascade Protocol for it, right? And everything else with it, you guys know, for NFT Marketplace, of course, is for creators, collectors, builders, and they do have their own governance token, right? You could stake in a supernodes, you could register and trade NFTs with it, and you can provide governance and vote on future decisions. So that's Pastel Network in a nutshell. Make sure you hit their URL in the description of this video to learn more. All right, now let's do Q&A. All right, scrolling up here. Adam, have you heard of Multivac? I have. I don't see anything that makes it really stand out. So if you do, please share. But I've looked at it before. Nothing really stands out from many others that are similar. Sleeping Giant is awake. VeChain, regards from Germany. I've said that because, you know, we finally have some consumer-based stuff, right? That is starting to come alive. NFT marketplace and NFT projects like VimWorld, right? But also Dexys now, right? Dexys, there's only really one. There needs to be a lot more, but there's no yield farming capability right now. But it's coming out, so it could change the game for them. Other than that, supply chain, they still dominate. No supply chain project is anywhere close to VeChain. Mark says, I thought you weren't going to talk about Cardano and Dexys until they launched. I didn't. I just talked about SundaySwap, who claims they have the issue solved, and they will be coming out in a couple weeks. And it's been 1 week already. So, I mean, it's about 1 week. So maybe it's like next week. Coca-Cola still talking about Ethereum Classic, which continues to suffer from 51% attacks. I don't know how that network stays alive. I don't know how it's even up there. I mean, with so many 51% attacks, I don't know what's going on with them. Digital Digest, I appreciate it. Can you cover Tiger King? No, I cannot. Torum is a social plus NFT plus DeFi plus metaverse that's specifically designed to connect cryptocurrency users. I have heard of them before. I have covered them. They're like a decentralized Facebook, I believe. Yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah, I've seen them before. But you know, the thing about social networks is you have to get users, right? Facebook or Meta isn't Facebook or Meta without the users, without the billions of users. Same thing with Snapchat, same thing with Instagram, same thing with TikTok, right? So it's a matter of drawing in the users. Can they do so? If they can, then great. If they can't, then it's just go die, right? Solomon asks, if I take my investment out of 0.16 BTC, which leaves me in 0.08, how do I keep accumulating? There's two ways. So if you're starting to profit take, right? So then you don't want to DCA while you're profit taking. But in your case, you're taking out your original investment, right? So that's good. But, you know, as Bitcoin continues higher, you can continue to profit take. Or if you want to hold on and ride out for long term, right? You want to hold Bitcoin for next, I don't know, 5 years, right? You can continue to DCA at a schedule. So maybe every week, every 2 weeks, every 5 days, whatever suits you. You could put in the same amount at the same time and just let it go, right? But taking out your original investment is great. That means whatever else you put in, right? You already have that profit locked in. And whatever else you put in, you put DCA, you'll have the ability to do so. And if there is corrections, then you can take advantage of it too. So hopefully that makes sense. I kind of explained that a couple different ways. Could have done that better, but oh well. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, what else is there? NewNet looks promising. It's the same guy as Singularity.net. Well, that's horrible then. why would he give up on his project and start another one? So I'm not a fan of guys that just leave their projects. Roy says, you changed my life. You can find my email on YouTube. Just go to the About section. You can see it. What's up from Ireland? Do you think STRK? I have no idea what this is. Strike Finance is a good hodl. Let's see. Last 30 days didn't really move. Okay. The access denied. The website is using a security server to protect itself from online attacks. So I don't know. I'm going to say no. Can you tell me about BTC? What is that? I don't know what you're talking about, Boric. Funko Punks seems pretty legit. Yeah, it just seems like it's probably a copy of CryptoPunks or something. Never heard of it. Should very high token rewards make you suspicious of rug pull? I picked up Mars Shiba, gotten 15% in 24 hours. Doesn't seem possible. You're right. It's not possible. So they're probably taking other people's money and giving it to you, which makes it a Ponzi. So yes, any project that promises you thousands to tens of thousands of APY, you should get out immediately. During the current bull run, Wire Coins, you will not take profit. No, when I take profit, I'm just going to take it off the top. Everything. Right? I'm not going to be biased towards it. Because I've made everything in my portfolio has gone up hundreds to thousands of %. So there's nothing that I'm not in the green. So when I start taking profits, right, I will do so across the board. Hey, Bitcoin's back above 67,000. We're nearing 3 trillion again. Right? Ooh, so close, so close. Yeah, things are starting to turn green again, so that's fantastic. What do you think about IMX Layer 2 token? I'm sorry, I've never heard of it, Mark. Play, welcome. Javier, welcome, or thank you for that. Umbrella as a layer is Oracle play. I don't like it at all. I mean, I don't like any oracles that's not Chainlink. Right? There's just no oracle that's anywhere close to Chainlink. Nothing is close. So CRO has been doing very well. I'm actually more bullish on CRO these days because they came out their NFT marketplace recently. That drove them up, but they're doing a lot of advertisement. Right? That's why they're neck and neck with FTX, basically. The two keeps making partnerships, brand, bring on brand ambassadors and really get their name out, right? So Crypto.com, I think they're going to do really, really well. All right, last few questions. Months back, you compared some big venture capitalist funds and they all held live period. That was a good tip. Yeah, I did that. Ooh, that was a long time ago. That's more than just a few months. That was like probably 6 months ago. But overall, I'm still not a fan of live peer. Richard, appreciate that. I don't think anyone should be holding Ethereum Classic. They're a project that has no future. There's no plans. No one knows what they're going to do. They're just like kind of there. I seriously don't know what their plans are. Theta seems like a sleeping giant in the metaverse. I agree, although I really like Theta. I like their platform. I like all the big enterprises that I'm onboarded, but it seems like they're not doing too much with their NFTs. They signed Katy Perry. I haven't heard anything about that. They tried to get some influencers, and those ideas were horrible. And they tried to get me on board and just kind of ditched me. So I don't know. Like in terms of being like a multi-billion-dollar project, I figured they have a lot more money and manpower to kind of, get going some of these things. It seems like they're still skipping some things. But I do like their future potential. Just right now, it seems like maybe a little bit too much is going on for them. Evil, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that. No, it was actually with Theta, but I don't think they did anything with it. What do you think about EOS? Yeah, I've given up on EOS a long time ago. Barry, welcome. UFO is that big new fancy metaverse play that's built on Cardano. So we'll see how they do. I don't know. It's not out yet, so I don't know how good it is. Do you plan on selling BTC ETH for altcoins in anticipation? No, I have plenty. 50, 25, 25. 50% of Bitcoin, 50% of altcoins, right? I have plenty. And those altcoins, when they do 2, 3, 4, 5x, they will carry my portfolio. So I have no... I made a mistake, guys, before trying to flip-flop too many times, and it's just not worth it. You think you go outsmart the market, you're really not, okay? So just stay diversified, hold on to good alts, hold on to Bitcoin, then you pretty much can weather through anything. Anything. Can you cover the people's coin, Litecoin? No, it's not the people's coin, okay? This is all you need to know about Litecoin here, okay? When the founder of Litecoin sold, I was like, okay, I'm done. And 4 years later, is Mimblewimble done yet? No, it's not. And has it come close to an all-time high? No, it hasn't. So yeah, if you want a store value, you go with Bitcoin. Okay, you go Bitcoin. If you want DeFi, you want dApps, you want games, you want NFTs, right? Stick with the L1s. But if you want store value, go with Bitcoin. All right, guys, that's it. So overall, things are looking good. Not as high as yesterday, but Bitcoin is sitting at $67,000, okay? So we're looking good, and there's a lot of things that are very positive and will drive Bitcoin higher. Can we see 90+ thousand by the end of November? Quite possibly. Adoption is growing and FOMO is kicking in, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.